What undermines your health is not a lack of superfoods, but the fact that you have unintentionally severed the ancient connection between your body and the rhythm of nature. Stay until the end to understand this truth. I am Ethan Marshall, a 60-year-old physician in the United States, and I have spent more than 3 decades studying human health. Today, I want to begin with a truth that might shock you. Most people who come to me seeking better health have already tried all kinds of expensive superfoods, yet 80% of them still feel fatigued, have poor digestion, and suffer from declining energy. This tells us one thing. We may be looking for health in the wrong place. If you believe this topic matters and want to continue receiving insightful, practical, and valuable content, please subscribe, like, and share this video to support me in creating more high-quality teachings for you. When patients walk into my clinic, many carry a long list of foods labeled as superfoods. They talk about powders from the Amazon, fruits from South America, seeds from Northern Europe, as if health depended solely on finding the rarest food on the planet. Yet what has concerned me for years is this. The more people chase what is far away, the more they lose touch with what is closest to them, the natural laws that have sustained us for thousands of years. I once met a 78-year-old woman in Texas who knew nothing about superfoods, took no supplements, and didn't drink any special juices. She simply ate what grew in her backyard garden each season. Strangely enough, her health was better than that of most 60-year-olds I had treated. That made me realize that the complexity of modern nutrition often hides a very simple truth. The human body is designed to function in harmony with natural rhythms, not with trends inflated by marketing. In more than 35 years of practice, the data I've personally recorded shows that over 70% of people over 50 suffering from chronic digestive issues share one thing in common. They eat too many heavily processed foods and too few seasonal foods. Imported items that travel thousands of miles and spend weeks in storage and transport are treated like golden keys. Yet when compared to the humble vegetables in a backyard garden, the first thing those imported foods lose is their vitality, the very life force nature gives when something grows at the right time. I still remember stepping into an old garden in the central United States where many long-lived elders often walked. Each plant appeared in its proper season. No forcing, no off-season harvesting. That simplicity alone created a foundation of health that modern medicine sometimes struggles to fully explain. Before we continue, let me ask you a question for reflection. What matters more for your long-term health? A. Imported superfoods. B. Simple seasonal foods grown near where you live. Share your answer in the comments below. In ancient cultural and spiritual traditions, there was a systematic principle of nourishment, eating with the seasons, a concept clearly expressed in spiritual texts and teachings such as the Gospel of Peace, where food is seen not only as nourishment, but as a manifestation of life that connects humans with the universe. According to this view, consuming food out of season is equivalent to using something that has lost its vitality, weakening its natural biological interaction with the human body. Physiologically, seasonal eating is not superstition, but reflects biochemical mechanisms and core digestive functions. Fresh, naturally ripened foods contain higher levels of active enzymes, more digestible molecules, and vitamins and minerals in bioavailable forms. When harvested off-season, stored for long periods, or transported long distances, most enzymes degrade, volatile compounds diminish, and time-sensitive micronutrients decline, reducing the living quality of the food and increasing digestive strain. From an energetic perspective, digesting enzyme-deficient foods forces the body to expend more internal energy to mobilize digestive enzymes and compensatory metabolic processes, causing heavier digestive workload and creating conditions for fermentation or incomplete breakdown in the colon. The byproducts of these processes, when not properly eliminated, easily form mucus layers, buildups, or toxins within the colon. a phenomenon described by traditional scholars as self-intoxication or mucus accumulation. Furthermore, eating patterns misaligned with environmental cycles can disrupt internal circadian rhythms, affecting hormones that regulate metabolism and inflammatory responses. Seasonal eating therefore helps stabilize internal balance and synchronizes the function of various bodily systems. Practically, seasonal eating encompasses choosing appropriate preparation methods according to climate and physiological needs. Lighter, water-rich, antioxidant-dense foods during hot seasons, slow-release, warming foods during cold seasons, and detox-supportive greens during transitional periods. Thus, ancient teachings on seasonal eating encompass both spiritual significance and biological foundations. They encourage consuming food at its most vibrant state while minimizing artificial interventions, thereby preserving nutritional value and reducing metabolic burden. From a public health perspective, aligning with seasonal rhythms can be viewed as a preventive strategy that optimizes the natural relationship between environment, food sources, and human physiology. Nature operates through orderly cycles, and its inherent intelligence is evident in how it produces foods that match the body's physiological needs throughout the year. In hot seasons, foods tend to be water-rich, electrolyte-rich, and antioxidant-dense, helping maintain internal balance through hydration, electrolyte replenishment, and oxidative stress reduction. The enzymes and water-soluble vitamins in naturally ripened fruits support gentle digestion, reduce strain on the pancreas and digestive organs, and assist liver detoxification. As autumn approaches, nature enhances nutrient accumulation. Many fruits containing natural sugars and cell-protective compounds emerge, providing energy reserves and stimulating immune-modulating factors, aligning with the need to fortify the body before entering colder months. In winter, dominant foods are roots and vegetables with higher fiber and starch content, providing slow-release energy, supporting thermogenesis, and maintaining glycogen reserves for stable metabolism in low temperatures. These foods are often rich in minerals like potassium, magnesium, and B vitamins essential for energy conversion. In early spring, as the body shifts from a state of preservation to cleansing, young greens, sprouts, and leafy vegetables appear with high chlorophyll content and compounds that stimulate liver detoxification, matching the physiological need for enhanced enzyme production and microbiome recalibration after winter. At the molecular level, in-season foods retain higher digestive enzyme activity and intact cellular structures, allowing nutrients to be more accessible for absorption and reducing the body's need to produce excessive digestive enzymes. Off-season or long-stored foods lose these properties, forcing the digestive system to exert more internal resources, increasing oxidative load and the likelihood of incomplete fermentation in the colon. Seasonal rhythms also align closely with internal circadian rhythms. Consuming foods appropriate to the season helps synchronize hormonal regulation, from melatonin and cortisol to thyroid hormones, thereby stabilizing metabolism and inflammatory responses. When eating patterns contradict environmental cycles, misalignment between external cues and internal rhythms can contribute to metabolic disorders and weakened immunity. Practically, choosing seasonal foods also involves selecting appropriate preparation methods, fresh and minimally processed in warm seasons, cooked and warming in cold seasons, optimizing digestion and nutrient absorption while minimizing the need for artificial preservation. Ultimately, nature's wisdom is evident in how it provides nutritional composition and food forms that harmonize with physiological states across seasons, promoting homeostasis, reducing metabolic burden, and supporting disease prevention naturally. Eating out of season triggers a complex series of physiological consequences centered on reduced digestive efficiency and disturbances in colon function, an organ crucial for internal balance. When food no longer matches environmental conditions or biological needs, its natural enzyme content declines, its molecular structure loses vitality, and it becomes more difficult to break down completely during digestion. This leads to fermentation or incomplete decomposition in the intestines, producing gases and reactive compounds that irritate the mucosal lining. Classical natural physiology texts describe this as mucus formation, a protective substance the body produces to isolate difficult-to-process residues. As mucus accumulates, the colon becomes overloaded, reducing motility and slowing elimination. When waste remains longer than the physiological time frame, decomposition continues within the colon, generating toxins that can re-enter the bloodstream through the intestinal wall, a process known as self-intoxication. Its consequences appear in many forms: increased bloating due to trapped gases, slowed motility leading to dry, difficult stools, a heavy abdominal sensation, and decreased overall energy. Additionally, when the colon loses flexibility, neural reflexes between the gut and other organs weaken, impairing immune regulation and contributing to chronic symptoms such as persistent headaches, unexplained fatigue, or sleep disturbances. At a deeper level, this disruption affects the gut microbiome. Eating off-season foods, especially high-sugar fruits lacking natural enzymes, can shift the microbial balance, encouraging fermentative bacteria over beneficial strains, altering pH, and increasing inflammatory metabolites. Once the relationship between digestion, microbiota, and colonic motility is disrupted, symptoms may progress from acute digestive issues to chronic disorders, creating a loop: difficult to digest food, buildup, toxin formation, reduced energy, weakened digestion, further buildup. This cycle explains why many people continue to experience bloating or constipation even after modifying their diet if the core issue, seasonal misalignment, remains unaddressed. Overall, these consequences show that eating out of season is not merely a nutritional mismatch, but a disruption of the natural relationship between the body and its environment, forcing the colon to work beyond its limits and triggering systemic circulatory, endocrine, and neurohumoral disturbances. Understanding these impacts is essential for re-establishing the colon's proper role and recognizing the importance of synchronizing biological rhythms with the foods we consume. Returning to the eating patterns of our ancestors is not simply a cultural recommendation, but a biological and social strategy aimed at restoring the weakened connection between humans and their ecological environment. Seasonal eating, as practiced by earlier generations, is rooted in clear principles. Using local foods harvested at peak natural ripeness, favoring minimally processed forms, and adjusting preparation methods according to seasonal physiological needs. This approach reduces the need for artificial preservation, retains sensitive enzymes and micronutrients, and allows the digestive system to operate with lower metabolic strain. Eating in season also benefits the entire system. The colon is protected from excessive digestive burden associated with enzyme-deficient foods. The microbiome maintains equilibrium through consistent nutrient profiles. The liver and kidneys are relieved from processing unnecessary compounds, and internal biological rhythms more easily synchronize with environmental cues, collectively reducing chronic disease risk and improving overall energy states. At the community level, promoting seasonal eating strengthens local economies, reduces long-distance transport and storage demands, minimizes environmental impact, and increases food transparency. In health education, teaching principles of seasonality, food selection, and proper preparation becomes part of preventive medicine rather than an intervention only after illness occurs. Traditional natural healing texts emphasize that maintaining a clean, well-functioning colon through appropriate seasonal eating and proper cleansing practices forms the foundation of systemic health. This practice complements modern medicine by reducing baseline pathological burdens. Real-world observations from rural communities and long-living populations show lower rates of chronic digestive disorders, more stable emotional health, and stronger natural immunity, reinforcing that seasonally aligned nutrition is essential for preventive health. Ultimately, the core message is not about searching for miraculous foods from afar, but understanding nature's rhythms, choosing foods when they are most vibrant, and preparing them in ways that align with seasonal physiological demands. When these principles are restored in personal and community life, the colon regains efficient elimination capacity, internal balance stabilizes, and a durable foundation for long-term health is reestablished. Viewed as a whole, seasonal eating is not merely an ancient culinary tradition, but a biological foundation that helps the body operate in harmony with nature. Foods that grow at the right time always carry optimal nutritional value, support digestion, and reduce metabolic stress. When we fall out of rhythm with these cycles, the colon and the entire physiological system bear the consequences, from digestive overload to microbial imbalance and disrupted energy patterns. Returning to ancestral ways of eating is not a regression, but a restoration of a natural order that stabilizes the body and renews trust in nature's wisdom, a system that has always anticipated human biological needs. From these analyses, an important insight emerges. Long-term health is not born from complexity or distant choices, but from the ability to align one's lifestyle with the rhythms of nature. A simple practice is to prioritize seasonal foods and adapt preparation methods to the climate. Maintaining this habit for just a few months is often enough to improve digestion, overall energy, and sleep quality. In your view, what is the greatest challenge in trying to eat seasonally in modern life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you would like more in-depth practical material, fill out the form in the description to receive a free ebook on healing nutrition. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video so we can continue delivering valuable content to the community.